may use a meter made specially for this purpose, or they may use an app for phones which records your unique frequencies by pointing the device at the back of your head. Many people think this is impossible, but the perpetrators have been able to rely on disbelief and a lack of public education to keep this technology a secret. An example of this is in an article called Remote Detection of Human EEG Using Ultra-High Input Impedance Electric Potential Sensors, written by Terry Clark in Sussex in 1986. When do you get your free brain frequency recording? When you relax, maybe when you're out shopping or eating, but you may never know when it's done. The new battlefield is the supermarket. When you're checking out at the grocery store, beware of anyone behind you pointing a meter or a phone at you. Sometimes people have meters under their clothing, as you will see in a minute. The following is a recording of the theft of brain frequencies which occurred at Panera's restaurant on January 29, 2013 at 8:45 a.m. in Springfield, Missouri. Organized stalkers 1 and 2. Boy 1 and Boy 2 came into Panera's restaurant together, but they sat on opposite sides of their target. Please note that neither one of them has purchased food or drink. You have to assume they came in the restaurant for the purpose of performing a job. Boy 2 is in the middle of the picture. He sat in front of his target with a computer, and Boy 1 sat behind the same target with a phone. Boy 2 notices his target has a camera on him, and he signals to Boy 1 to abort their mission. Boy 1 never looks up from his phone and doesn't realize he's being videoed. Watch what he does. He points the phone up to the back of his target's head. Right here. He continues this for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And that's it. Except for picking his nose. Boy 2 continues trying to attempt to abort and remains focused on their target.
Once they have your brain frequencies, they can calibrate their EEG supercomputer and begin enslaving you with radio, microwave, and acoustic frequencies, ultrasound, and infrasound. You can use your body's frequencies to stop your bodily functions, your valves, and urination. Your whole nervous system can be made to vibrate. Voice to skull. Voice to skull is one of the most disturbing ways to harass people because only the victim hears the voices. Most cultures attribute inner voices either as a sign of madness or a message from spirits or demons, both of which evoke powerful emotional reactions. If someone doesn't know about this technology beforehand, they might think they're going crazy, which gives the bad guys a reason to put them in a mental institution. Police and doctors are using their powers as a harassment tool meant to remove targeted individuals from society by giving them a record of mental illness. The following are more examples of stalkers gathering frequencies or information using handheld devices. Stalker number 3. The gang stalker trying to get your frequency may be a cop.
He approaches his target 3 times. If it was legal, he could just ask you for your brain code. He's engaged in torture and murder.
He's adjusted his radio and parks his backside with the radio facing the back of his target's head for 2 minutes. Then he's gone with his partner in crimes against humanity. Note that this is a stalking posture. The stalker sneaks in behind their target without the target's knowledge. This girl takes a seat behind her target on a window ledge. It's freezing outside and there are plenty of seats. It looks like she's just using her phone until she points it at the back of her target's head. And she's done.
Stalker number 5.
In a restaurant, the stalker will enter after the target finds a place to sit. They also don't make eye contact like normal people do when they are right next to someone. He placed his phone on the bench, pointed straight at his target.
Stalker number 6.
What is this man doing? Just shopping? Look where he positions himself in relation to his target's head. The target is sitting on a wooden bench. He has something under his sweater in the middle of his back. It takes a few seconds to get into position. He puts the bump under the sweater right to the back of the target's head. Avoid anyone getting your personal frequencies by knowing what to look for. Within hours subsequent to the theft of your brain frequencies, you might hear a voice call your name, but it's not a sound heard with your ears. It is in the auditory cortex of your brain, and no one hears it but you. It may be a sound like an animal, such as a cat hissing the word meow like a demon. Some hear suggestions and criticisms of their thinking or actions. Others hear threats of being murdered if they don't pay the perpetrators money. Some hear pornography or cursing. Some are told to commit acts of violence or suicide. Your throat may make sounds all by itself, which is called involuntary vocalization. Your voice can be artificially stimulated with radio frequencies between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. This is used to cause sleep deprivation in targeted individuals. A targeted individual is someone who is put into a harassment program. They suffer from organized stalking, radiation, Morgellons, sometimes all three. IHOP is partnered with the Justice Department in a program called COPS, which runs the stalker radiation on TIs. The IHOP staff are notified that the TIs at the restaurant, and they give them stale, nasty food and extra slow service. IHOP gang stalks.
Other restaurants partnering with the fusion centers in harassing and gang stalking are Arby's, Ruby Tuesdays, BJ's Brew House, Dickey's Barbecue, and Panera. Often, TIs become sick, lose their jobs, lose their homes, and become alienated from their families, who are also attacked drugland style just for being related to them. When they try to get help, they are accused of being mentally ill because their story seems so outrageous.
What's happening to targeted individuals? Their homes are destroyed. Lasers have burned the floor. Some have had magnetrons installed nearby or in their attics to radiate them with microwaves. Magnetrons are extremely heavy because of the magnets inside. They generate microwaves that can cause cataracts, blindness, and other physical symptoms. Here's the structure of a magnetron. TIs are targeted with frequencies 24 hours a day. The following are injuries of an elderly woman who lives alone. This is an eye hit with a laser. These are injuries from a laser from outside this victim's house using see-through technology. These are shoulder and arm injuries from laser.
Some are used for sex and then thrown away. And then there are the most advanced countries in the world. They kill their own citizens with directed energy and acoustic weapons.
Surveillance systems. Surveillance can be done through the smart meter with a chip that coordinates a wireless sensor network. Radar surveillance is performed with a system called multiple input, multiple outputs, with radio and camera nodes in a phased array which can be coordinated from aircraft. The brain can be controlled and entrained to receive and transmit information like a radio transceiver. If you have ringing in your left ear, you may already be connected to a communications network, including satellite.
Community-oriented policing services. The new proactive intelligence-led policing, which means information gathered from surveillance devices in your home and vehicle, from your emails, phone calls, bank account, and online activity, allows fusion centers to direct global law enforcement goals, which means there are no expenses for trials, just harass and kill whoever you want, including the regulation of non-criminal conduct, which means punishment with electromagnetic and acoustic weapons, and the provisions of services neighborhood watch gang stalkers call cohorts or watchers. Many targeted individuals are handicapped or on Medicaid, Medicare. The state is deciding who the undesirables are, literally who lives and who dies. This has happened before. Modern terrorists may be those who have witnessed crimes of police, firemen, or paramedics enter underground societies with private agendas, who steal everything people own, eliminate their rivals, and kill anyone who knows or sees. They radiate and gang stalk targeted individuals mercilessly until they're dead.